5's Jeff Coolidge talked to a local Airbnb owner about this effort and why she thinks it is a good idea.
This beautiful one-bedroom home in Asiatown has been a home away from home for Airbnb guests in Cleveland.
As far as parties, things along those lines, I'm very clear about my regulations when it comes to that.
Alexandra Ruiz has been an Airbnb host for the last year. She told me there is no wiggle room when it comes to parties. She has cameras and microphones at the property to keep her in the know about who is there. Only 4 guests are allowed at her home at a time.
If anybody were to even cross that line to think that, I'm going to go ahead and have a party here and whatnot, it is laid out very clearly in my listing.
That's why Airbnb has been cracking down for the last few years when it comes to people partying.
We banned parties going back to 2020. In the last few years, we've heightened restrictions on 1- and 2-night reservations, specifically Halloween weekend, in the past on New Year's Eve weekend as well.
Nathan Rothman is Airbnb's Director of Policy Strategy for North America. Rothman told me it's an effort to ensure that Airbnb host properties are respected and that the communities where they operate aren't disturbed. The company's anti-partying defense system looks at a whole range of factors,
including the type of listing being booked, the duration of the stay, the distance from the guest's original location where they live, whether they're booking it last minute or not. So we look at a number of different signals to try to decide whether or not there's a likelihood of a party.
Rothman says they also ask guests and hosts to attest that no party will go on.
It could be banned from Airbnb following, breaking our terms of service, or worse. There's certainly been instances where it's gone right to the police.
One of those cases in which police were involved took place in Mansfield during a Halloween party at an Airbnb in 2023. Cyrus J. Ellerby was convicted and recently sentenced for the shooting and killing of 2 teens. 4 others were wounded.
Last year, this technology blocked about 30,000 people from booking a listing over Halloween weekend. We've seen a 50% reduction since we put these kinds of policies into place.
Last year in Ohio alone, 900 people were deterred from booking on Airbnb because of those defenses. In Cleveland, I'm News 5's Jeff Coolidge.